Hi everybody, hope you're all well. Thank you for tuning into the Dahlia Society today. My name is Kristen and today I'm going to take you through my last installment of my favourite free knit top patterns. So stick around for that one. Now is the perfect time to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to keep watching my episodes and stay in touch. Now it's a bit touch and go here at the moment because it looks like it's ready to rain, but I reckon I'll be able to get in a quick episode before it does, because I want to tell you about one of my new favourite free top patterns by a really popular pattern company that you probably have heard of before. There are two sisters that have these pattern companies. One is the M4M, which is made for mermaids. The other is P4P, which is patterns for pirates. Now, from what I've heard, the two sisters that have their own pattern companies and they work together, and they have a brilliant array of fantastic patterns for men, women and children, just about for everybody. And I think that they have got some fantastic patterns to showcase, so it's worth popping online if you don't know them already, which I'm sure you already do, but if you haven't heard of them before, pop onto their website and you will be astounded by how many patterns they've got. And I must say, I've made quite a few of the pattern for pirates patterns before, but the made for mermaids, this is my first pattern that I've made for them, and I'm equally as happy with their patterns as I am with the P4P patterns. So the free one I've got on today, you might recognize the fabric that I had in my last little fabric shop that I did, which is the recent rayon jerseys from Spotlight here in Australia, and in the autumnal claret and navy pattern. Now I bought about 1.2 meters of this and it made the perfect top. Now this free pattern is called the Paige Piko top. The reason I love it so much is not only is it size inclusive, it goes from about a size 6 up to a size 30, which is brilliant, but there are so many variations you can do on this. I think you would have a never-ending array of options to choose from. This one I wanted to wear more as a winter staple for underneath things like pinafores and cardigans, so I opted for the higher round neckline and I opted for the level hem. I think that the high-low hemline is perfect for wearing over things like leggings or skinny jeans with boots, especially for the cooler season. But I know on the front envelope picture, she's got it worn with a short sleeve with the skinny jeans, and it looks equally as nice. And she's done it with the lower scoop neck. So you've got your 3 scoop options. You've got your low, your mid, and your high. Your sleeves, you've got the option of doing a long sleeve, 3/4, elbow length, and also, which is one of my favorites, is the flutter sleeve. I think that looks really lovely on most tops, and especially when you use a nice floaty jersey rayon fabric to get that nice drape happening there. I'll give you a bit more of a look at the one I made, which is a very basic style one, but I just wanted the fabric to speak for itself, so I think just choosing a basic style pattern was exactly what I needed. I'll show you just in its full length. I've got it with a denim skirt today, and you can see it's a lovely length, perfect length for over jeans and over pants. So it's not too cropped and it's not too long, so it's that nice in between length. I think it gives that lovely length to show off a pattern fabric if you want to let the fabric do all the talking and you want just a basic style. I think the high-low hemline would work beautifully in even a plain fabric or something like a stripe. I think you could do quite a lot of variations with that. And the flutter sleeve, I think, always looks beautiful in some kind of a floral fabric too. So there's quite a lot of different variations to play with there. And they don't use a lot of fabric. There's also a dress version, which I think would work great for you guys all heading into the summer season, especially to wear over things like shorts or leggings. If you wanted to have that sort of mid-length dress over the little leggings, that can look really cute as well. Or even just like a little beach cover-up style too. And also you can do it in the different sleeve lengths. So you can, I think the flutter sleeve will look gorgeous in that style dress actually as well. So there's a few different options for you to play with there. But free pattern again, what's not to love about that? The fact that you can download this and you can get your value by having so many different variations of the one pattern is a fantastic thing to use. I'm going to go and do a quick change and I'll show you the other top I made in this style as well and see what you think about that one. Hi again. Now this is another Paige Piko. You'll see I've used the lower scoop neckline, just changes the styling of it altogether. I've used the elbow length sleeve, which I love as well, and I've done this in another ponte print, which works beautifully. I just think that it's got that nice soft ponte, so not really a heavy stiff ponte, more of that soft stretchier ponte. So be careful with pontes because some of them don't have quite as much give as others. But I think if I don't think I would make a ponte in a higher neck. I think you get a little bit too constricted and a bit too, it's got quite a lot of warmth in the fabric, so it doesn't let you breathe quite as easily as a cotton or a round jersey. But I think with the low neck it works really well. I'll give you guys a bit more of a look at this one as well. So I just opted for the straight across hem. Didn't have quite enough fabric to do the high-low, but I'd be really interested to see the high-low done. I think I'm planning on doing one of those to wear with leggings or to wear with like skinny jeans. I think it'll work lovely. But this is a sort of pattern you can whip up so quick and easy if you've only got a couple of hours and you want a new top. Also look at things like dresses that you may not wear anymore that you might want to refashion into a top if you want to get a bit more wear at it and if you love the fabric. Because this one itself, I must tell the truth, it was a dress that I made about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was a skater dress, which was a really cinched in waist, very, very long maxi, but a little bit tight on the bust for me, and I just didn't wear it. And I thought it's a terrible waste of fabric to be sitting in the cupboard and not being worn. So because the skirt was so wide and so full, I got to make a top out of the fabric. Look into refashioning things that you're not getting the wear out of. I know it seems like a lot of work that you might have wasted time on to be chopping up this dress that was beautifully made. But to me, if you're going to give something else the love and appreciation of the fabric that you like, and you're going to make something that's more wearable for you to use every day, then it's not a waste at all. It's actually fantastic. Being a bit more eco-friendly as well by instead of just turfing things out or taking them to the thrift store or donating them to charity. If you've got no one to give it to, of course, then why not use it for yourself and chop it up and see what you can do with it, because these kind of patterns, free patterns, are fantastic and they don't use a lot of fabric, and I think you'll really enjoy making them as well. So the rain is just starting and I've just about finished giving you the talk on this. I hope you guys have enjoyed my series on free patterns, free t-shirts. There are so many more. There was a Toronto t-shirt by Rebecca Paige that I actually made up as well, that I was quite happy with. Wasn't as happy as a lot of the other ones that I made because to me it's not something I would wear every day, but I made it for just for doing exercise and things like that, and I think it's a great basic boyfriend style tee. But I do know that Alisa Shay from Thoughtful Creativity just did a whole episode on that particular top, which is the Toronto tee, so I will link that below if you're interested in looking for more of a boyfriend style t-shirt, because there are quite a lot of different varieties and different styles, and really it's totally up to you and what you're going to find that right top for you. And for me, I found about 4 different tops for me that I've been really thrilled with for free patterns. What's not to love with that? So this is the Paige Piko by M4M, made for mermaids. And I've don't forget to look at my other episodes on free tops. So you'll see the plantain tee and the ab tee by DIBY. There's also the Mandy boat tee by Tazudi Patterns, and also the Maria of Denmark Kirsten kimono tee, which was one of my first ones I did, which was an absolute favorite of mine as well. So if you haven't watched any of those other episodes, I will link all of those for you to see as well. And I've also created a playlist for my free patterns you'll see on my channel. If you want to look into that, you can see all the free patterns that I've done in the last few months and hopefully give you a bit of inspiration to make yourself some free patterns, especially if you have some fabric in the stash that you're wanting to try and use up. Another thing that's great to remember too, when you're printing out your patterns and you have downloadable patterns that have such a great vast size range that you don't want to be printing out every single size, you can narrow down the sizes by clicking on that little layering button that you'll see if you go into Acrobat Reader and you print through that. You can click that little eyeball and you will find that if you eliminate the sizes you don't want, so you click on the little eyeball feature and it takes those sizes off, then you will print maybe 1 or 2 sizes that you do want, and it saves a lot of printing and a lot of size wastage and paper wastage that way as well. And a lot of these sort of independent pattern companies might not go in traditional sizes. They might use things like colors for size ranges as well. So you might see there's like green, purple, they've listed the sizing that way. So look at your sizing, check your bust size especially, probably the most important, and also look at your finished measurements, because that way I think you're going to really get that right look you're wanting. And don't forget things like having the negative ease across the bust and things like that. You'll get that stretch because you've got your 1 or 2 way stretch fabrics. So you don't want to be having them too oversized all over, because you'll find your shoulders will drop and that type of thing. So you want to make sure you try and get as good a match to your sizing as you can. Thank you for watching again today. If you like this episode, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and I will be bringing you some new episodes very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.